Talkers. Here at Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a butter bar lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran in their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
Hey, what's going on, Mental Health Nation? Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. As you can see, Len's here, and we got a special guest. Chris is on the show, so we'll get to him here in a second as we get started. We're starting a little bit early tonight, but that's okay. You guys can always listen and catch up later on. Before we jump into Len and the Chris tonight and see what's going on over there at that house, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the QR codes and the sponsors going around the horn there. So if you got Wreaths Across America, you can scan that QR code, and for a little as $10, $15, you can, have a wreath placed on your tombstone or memorial of your veteran friend or your family member who went away. You can also personalize those for a little bit extra money, so you can do that. A lot of people don't know that. As I am still associated with Arlington Cemetery. However, if they outsell Arlington Cemetery, they can go anyone's all across the United States. But along with that, if you don't know this, you should know this if you're a regular listener to the show. Wreaths Across America Radio, we play my podcast at Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. And it's super easy to find Len and I's podcast. You just download the iTunes app, the Audacy app, or the TuneIn app and search for Wreaths Across America Radio for not only this great podcast, but all the great podcasts and all the great music they play. Their morning show is very wonderful. They've really expanded their radio reach now. I think we got to hit about 7 to 12 million viewers now. With the radio show and everything, so that's really awesome. You got 10th Mountain Whiskey and Bourbon up there on the top right-hand corner. You know, I talk about it. The holiday season's coming up. Better get your orders in. You're going to need it when family members come around. They're going to want to have that. And they're like, oh, man, this is the best bourbon I ever had in my life. And grab that cordial. You're going to love that cordial. As you saw in the video before, you got the Veterans Mortgage, powered by Canopy Mortgage. You can scan that QR code, and, hey, interest rates are eventually going to come down. Maybe you want to look at refinance. Maybe you want to look at remodel your home or do something with it. Scan that QR. Or maybe you just have questions about your VA loan. Give it a scan. Give them a call. What's going to hurt? It's not going to hurt nothing. Does it cost you anything to talk? Does it cost you anything to ask questions? And, hey, if you're going to eventually PCS and you're PCS in Hawaii, or maybe you're already in Hawaii and you're having a hard time finding that perfect place to live in, scan that QR code in PCS Paradise. Be more than happy to help you find that dream home. I do know that they help several of my friends out here in Italy to find that dream home. So it's really super excited about that. We just posted the 10th Mountain Whiskey website on the chat there. You can grab a hold of that. Go ahead and use that VTT code to save, I think, 10%. But with all that, I'm going to take a deep breath, grab a glass of water, and Lynn, won't you talk about what's going on in your world and see why is Chris sitting next to you?
Hey, hey everybody, what's up? If you haven't followed us or you're just coming from under a rock, then you don't know who Chris is. But this is Chris Pace. He's been on our show several times. Last time he was on the show, he was with you in Tampa.
He was, yep.
Yep. I was a fill-in for Cliff.
That was a lot of fun. That's right, you were filling for Lynn.
So this morning I was like, oh no, I don't have a guest. Let me look through my messages. Chris messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm in Jacksonville. What are you doing? I was like, oh my God, no way. And he's like, text me. I was like, I texted him. I was like, can you come over at 4:30? He goes, yeah, I'll be there.
So worked out perfectly. Yeah, I was absolutely stoked. Yeah, I love the show and obviously love Cliff and Len. And, I figured I had to see what it was like from this perspective. I haven't been on Lynn's side of things yet.
Well, next you have to come to Italy and do it from this perspective.
I know, I got it for sure. Yeah, I've got to come fly out there and film there. Maybe we can both come, and then we'll just have one.
Oh, there you go. That'd be a lot of fun.
Together. That could be an interesting one. I got to be like the number one guest that you guys have had, right?
Well, you keep coming on, you just can become a co-host.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, he should probably be like a third co-host.
I think this is my fifth one. Yeah. So I love this show. I love it so much. Right. It's my counseling. This is my therapy right here.
Yeah. Well, we love you having coming on, Chris. I know the last time in Tampa you were on, you had your, and I just forgot her name. But tell the audience about what's going on with that and with the song and everything about your brother, because anybody who watched the podcast a couple of weeks ago might want a little update on what's going on with that, if you don't mind updating.
Not even a little bit. I would love to. So since I saw you last, we actually still up for the Grammy Award, which everybody should go out and listen to. Brother by Mythology, the artist who wrote and produced the music. Her name is Hope Mercedes. And she's absolutely amazing. We got to spend time together after the last show. And then I even flew back up to Alberta, Canada with her. And she incorporated me into another song that was for a unified fighter in Canada. So I was up ringside with him and had my voiceover work in part of that song, which is called Lion by Mythology. And so then while I was up there, I also worked with a really cool dance instructor who owns a cool studio and had him on my podcast. And his name is Rico. And Rico used to be dating Belinda, the Latin pop star. And Hope is actually playing her in his documentary about his life. So
wow.
Crazy.
Cool. Small world.
It's just an intertwined small world.
And all that happened. Then I flew back from Alberta. Turns out I got about a 3-day shelf life up there because it's so dry and cold. I couldn't breathe. So I was like, I need humidity, oxygen. So came back from Alberta and excited to be working on some new music. We got the video up now for Brother, which again is being considered for a Grammy. Yeah, we just watched it. So everybody needs to check that out for sure. But also check out Lion, which is one of those cool songs. And then Last Dance, which is the one she just released, which is back and forth between Spanish and English. And, still living the dream down here in Florida where it's nice and warm, and wishing I was in Italy with Cliff, but also this isn't a bad setup. For this.
It's nice and warm, but this morning was like what?
Well, we've kind of moved into the rainy season here in Italy, so it's been raining off and on.
I'm glad we're here. Cool. It's perfect here for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
9 months out of the year, it's great. But now it doesn't rain too hard. It's not too cold though.
Season has been really slow, so we haven't really had to deal with that this season. So we're coming up on fall here in Northeast Florida. So it was a little bit chilly this morning, but it was really nice outside. Not as humid.
Well, I know what. When I was down there in Tampa a couple of weeks ago, it was hot and it was humid.
Well, I told you caught the tail end of the time period you don't want to be here. But now if you came back, you'd be like, hey, this is great.
Hey, it's pretty nice here. I might want to move here. And then what the hell was I thinking?
Hey, Cliff, you'll be happy to know I just did some voiceovers for a couple new apps that are out for one's called Calm Aura and the other one is Driftly. And they're creating veteran sections of those apps because of me. Been doing voiceover work. So I kind of inspired and got that put into those apps. So those are free apps that are available, Calm Aura and Driftly. Both of those can be downloaded, and they're for veterans as well. There's a whole separate section that is designed just for vets.
Is it free?
It's free.
Nice. We like free.
Yep, we like free, right? So it's got my voice, my voice on it, so you can hear me talk.
Lynn, and you're dealing with it too, with the government shutdown and stuff. I was on my phone today quite a bit with some friends of mine up in Germany and stuff that are, with the shutdown and dealing with it. And I talked with the lady today that I went to Romania with last year, and I hadn't seen her. And of course, she's essential, so she has to go to work and not get paid. And so she's dealing with that right now. And she says, yeah, it sucks. Yeah. She says, but you know what? They're going to pay me. Even if they say they're not going to back pay, they're back paying me because they ain't working for free.
Right, exactly. I mean, even then, like, so Navy Federal or USAA is giving out the loans with 0%, but that's a hard check on your credit. And then $2,000, that's it, right? So like you have to like kind of prepare. So okay, maybe I'll get a loan for whatever my check's supposed to be. But what if the shutdown goes longer, past the 1st, past the 15th, past all that, you know what I mean? Then that small little like $2,800, that's not gonna go past a month. So then what? I'm supposed to get another loan. So it's really like up in the air, and it's like I've just been like going day by day. Like every day I'm like checking the news. I'm like, I just want to go back to work. Let's get it together.
Well, I think everybody does. Enough's enough.
Mm-hmm. I just want to go.
It doesn't matter what's. Yeah.
Well, I've been making the most of my time off. I've been hanging out, drinking. I went to partying, making the most of it.
She's been drinking water.
My friends were like, so, I have the group chat with my friends, my girlfriends from the Navy. They're like, so what you been up to, Len? I was like, I guess this is how it feels like to be unemployed. So I've been just chilling, hanging out. And they're like, oh, welcome to our life. Because they're all disabled vets and they don't work. And like, they're just kept women at this point. I'm like, wow.
Or being retired. So employed or being retired.
Yeah. But I also, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but through Jelly Roll has been going around the country doing free concerts for the military, for veterans. So I was lucky enough to go to his concert here in Jacksonville. It was really nice because they had, it was free. So you don't have to pay anything. And we had I went to the little disabled veteran section, the little disabled section. So it was like up by the front, so I didn't have to deal with the crowds or anything. It was really,
that's awesome.
really cool. He's super appreciative. He supports the troops and all that. So if you have a base near you and there is an MWR or whatever concert coming up, Jelly Roll, go check them out. I highly recommend it. It was Shabuzi and Jelly Roll. It was such a great time.
That's a great deal.
Well, it's important to keep yourself busy when you're not working, right? And kind of keep your mind out and kind of keep your mental health in good shape. One of the things I want to talk about is, when everything's going so good and then everything goes so wrong. And so, as you guys know, I'm an avid, I work out a lot. I run. It's very important to me for my mental health. And I just wind up pushing myself too hard and wind up separating my abdominal muscles. And so I went to the doctor today and so I guess when your outer abdominal muscles get too strong and the inner's not, it can bulge. And so I have that. So now I have to go back to working my core and doing some other stuff. And I'm gonna get on to Chris to help me out with that. But it's not really painful. It's just weird. When it happens.
It's an easy fix though. Don't worry about it. Grandmaster's got you.
So what kind of pose? Like plank pose? Like what?
No, it's more of a positioning of the pelvic. You've got to move your hips a different way. What's happening?
And part of my problem too is, out here, I have inserts in my shoes to keep my stride correct, and I haven't been able to get new ones. And my old ones got too worn out. And so I was telling the doctor, I said, I know part of this problem is because I can't get my inserts here in Italy that I need for my shoes. Mm-hmm. And it's changing my gait when I'm running.
That makes a big
which puts more stress on my hips and my abdominal muscles, which is, it's all related. And I said, we got to get this figured out. So he's going to help me get it figured out and hopefully I can get those new, because, I do 35 miles a week, give or take.
But that's causing an anterior tilt, which is putting too much pressure on the up. Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm. Check. We're good.
So now you kind of see where that was going. But, you think you're doing everything right, but then you let something slide and you shouldn't. And I shouldn't have let my insult slide. And so I got to get that.
Everything all at once.
Well, I mean, if you didn't ever get hurt, I wouldn't have a job. So
That's
I'm
true.
grateful that people actually go out and mess their bodies up, because then I get to fix them. So, it's like when I taught yoga in classrooms, I would teach a detox class, but afterwards I'd tell everybody to go out and drink that night so they would come back the next day. So detox, that way we can detox.
Well, it's really sad here that they, of course, here on support site, so all the families live, but they do yoga at Kappa where everybody works. And I don't know why they don't have a yoga instructor here. They have Pilates, but Pilates and yoga is completely different. But they don't teach yoga here, and like all the families here, the wives, the husbands who don't go to work or whatever.
I can certify you, Cliff. I'll certify you.
Yeah,
brother.
let's go.
You can teach.
Oh yeah, that's what I guess I did. I'd have to practice more. Okay. I don't know. That'd be just enough to be dangerous.
I actually talked Cliff into doing yoga in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. We could have Chris come out and do a class, and
he was like, "Oh, yoga, what?" And then like we had a guest that came, and she was from Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And she was doing yoga, so he took one of her classes. I was like, "I told you."
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he told me he
did.
took one too. And
that was Monica Gamble. She's the one actually got me started doing yoga. Mm-hmm. Actually, she told me all about it, and then I looked for a yoga place in Virginia, which sadly they closed. I went back to Virginia a couple weeks ago, and the place I was going to, they actually closed. The lady had opened up a second studio in North Carolina, and that kind of became her passion. So after like 15 years, she closed the studio. So it's kind of sad. I got a hold of my old instructor, and we went out and had dinner, and she told me the whole story. So, but that happens. That's life, right?
Yeah.
Business doesn't always work out in the yoga world. It's a tough one for sure.
Yeah,
well, and if you know this well as I do, if you're not working your business and you're not there, especially in yoga, if you not make sure the instructors are there, you're not make sure people are there to greet the customers. If you're not doing all that stuff, you're going to lose them, Well,
and that brings up a good point. Vets to Yoga. Vets, the number 2, yoga is my 501c3 nonprofit, which is all about helping veterans learn more yoga. And so it's, that's kind of why I set it up, is because obviously guys don't want to get into yoga because they don't think it's very masculine. But the reality of it is every guy that I know that's gone and done it has said it was the most humbling experience they've ever had in their life. And they were like,
yeah. I mean, it mentally, when I went to yoga, I was not in a good place, and it really helped me.
My buddy Wiz, he's a Top Gun pilot, and he told me his story when we were doing his podcast, and he said, he goes, man, if I told myself 20 years ago I was going to be taking a yoga class, I'd have kicked my own ass. He goes, and then I got in there, and 20 minutes in, I was like, God, please take me off this earth.
Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that. And I'll tell you what, had I continued yoga, been able to continue yoga out here, I wouldn't be having the problems I talked about earlier, because I would have kept my course. So, I'll get back into it and get that to a daily routine.
Hey, we're happy to come over there and teach yoga and train somebody until that happens. If you get a setup at the base.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, they have the facilities here. They have the audience. They have the people that would pay to go to it.
That's right.
I know that for a fact, because a lot of them don't really. They go to Pilates because they really want to do yoga, but they go to Pilates because that's all they have.
Yep.
And the Pilates teacher, she's very good. But I got bored with Pilates after a year. That's why I quit going. I just got bored with it.
I took Pilates one time, and they told me there wasn't enough of a reformer resistance to do anything for me. I was like, "Is this all you got?" I was like, "This is great, but I'm gonna have to do like 600 reps."
Right. So at least yoga, you could hold the pose and do some breaths.
Yeah, handstands.
Yeah.
Well, they would have the class like at 8:00 in the morning, 8:30, and I'm a guy that stays up late. So for me to get up, to go over there, just got to be inconvenient. But
we don't have to get up over here because we ain't got nothing to do.
We're unemployed.
That's right.
Please
temporarily unemployed.
Temporarily.
Yeah. Well, eventually you'll get back to work, but it's with the change of the seasons, and now it's getting dark sooner. That has a lot of seasonal depression. We talked about that last time, and I think I've been going through that a little bit too. I just been in a funk lately, and I've talked to a lot of my friends. They're kind of in a funk too, and I just think it's just change of the seasons. I just think it's the change, even though the weather's still nice. I just think the less sunlight you get and the less time that you think you can spend outside, I think it does wear on you. And of course, when you have the other things like the government shut down or other stuff going on in your life, it just makes it that much worse.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sunlight is definitely the key. I mean, that makes a big difference. Vitamin D is really going a long way these days, and people don't really understand the power of us charging. But I did the whole test with the earthing thing. Have you tried that yet with the multi?
Oh, yeah. I sleep on the earthing mats. I have them on my bed, the sheets.
Yeah, those are amazing. Yeah. I love the sheets, too.
When I was gone traveling, and the longer I'm away from them, I know you can travel with them, but I don't. But I walk around barefooted outside when I don't have my earthing. But to sleep on the earthling sheets, you do notice a difference. And when you're away from it for a while and you come back, that's when you notice it. But every morning, I got my little routine now that I get up. And one things I do is when I sit outside and listen to my Italian, I'm sitting outside shirtless in shorts, in the sun, sitting on my balcony. And I sit out there for at least 30 minutes to an hour every day. That's why I get my golden tan back. But I do that because I do that for the sun because it's so important.
Oh my gosh, it's essential.
That vitamin D.
Have you gotten into peptides yet? Do you know anything about those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I feel like $1 million in so many different ways because of these peptides. I've got somebody who's...
What's a peptide?
Peptides are amino acids.
Okay.
And they're basically something that our bodies deplete and have to be recharged with. And they basically rejuvenate everything that has been dejuvenated. And I got CH Peptides out in California who's sponsoring me now and sending me peptides. And so I started on them, but they have stuff for brain fog, for depression, for back injuries and pain. They have them for...
I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, collagen for your hair, peptides, all that stuff.
Especially for the hair.
Yeah.
So young.
Long flowing hair.
We could take off 30 years. Look at me. I'm 75 years old.
You look pretty good for 80.
I'm actually much older than Cliff. Peptides.
That's right. It's all peptides. I need to get some more, I guess. I got my Santa Claus beard going on now.
But hey, they do help with the mental health aspect for sure, as somebody who knows a lot about that. And certainly encourage people to look into it because it's an all-natural, holistic way of actually dealing with some of the stuff that we deal with, like you're talking about. And then grounding also, putting your feet in the dirt,
very important.
hug a tree, something like that.
Hug a tree, barefoot.
I used to think that was silly, but I used to, when I was in Virginia, I'd go lay out in my backyard on the ground and just read a book or whatever and just listen to the trees and the sounds. And like you said, I would punch myself in the face if I told myself that.
I tested it though. I took a multimeter and I went out and laid it in the ground and then stuck it in the earth and then held one hand on mine. So I put myself in current and I checked the amperage, and it literally does charge your body and discharge your body.
That's wild.
And it goes, and the meter is like, woo, I think I have it on my Instagram.
So, when I went to Philippines, right, and I came back and I was like, oh, I'm so jet lag. Somebody was like, well, why don't you go outside just barefoot and just sit like on the soil and touch a tree because it helps you reground for the place that you're in. I was like, well, I heard that. I've been outside, It's
a real thing. Charging and discharging from the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
I was out walking the other day and I saw a lady out walking barefooted and I walked up to her. She's an older lady, obviously she's with her grandkids. And I said, oh, I know what you're doing. She goes, how do you know what I'm doing? I said, you're grounding. I know all about that. And so we had a nice little conversation about that.
So when I used to run marathons, there was like these barefoot, like it was, I forget what it's called. Yeah. When I had good knees.
Why run a marathon? I can't figure that one out. I mean, I like to run, but not a marathon.
I forget. There used to be this group called Barefoot Runners.
Yes.
And they literally would just run barefoot the whole marathon.
I mean, that's pretty gangster though.
I mean, the marathons in Africa. I mean, they don't wear shoes. They run the whole life barefooted. I mean, you get used to it.
Pretty sure the marathon guy that ran the initial one was probably barefoot, wasn't he?
Well, he died after.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I don't know.
What was that? That guy from Scotland or England?
When he got to marathon, he died.
Speaking of which, an 80-year-old woman just ran a marathon. She's the oldest lady to run one.
Yeah.
80
well,
years
they had
old.
a guy not too long ago break the 2-hour mark on that marathon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was insanity.
Wow.
He cruised
that's
it,
insane.
He was like, piece of cake, no big deal, less than 2
Like
hours.
1:59 something,
No,
less than 2 hours.
Half marathon time.
2 hours is my 5K time.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming I make it, but I gotta wobble all the way across that.
I'm stopping at all the stops where they're giving out drinks.
I mean, just think about that: 26.2 miles in 2 hours, 1 hour and 59 minutes and seconds. I think you finished. That's incredible.
I mean, honestly, how long does it take to drive 2 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a long time to me. I bet this guy could pass me.
Yeah.
I'd be driving.
He's like, traffic? What traffic? Just get on foot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess once you start out, you never slow down. You just keep your pace going.
It sounds easy. I mean, but I won't be doing it anytime soon.
No, I won't. No, it's in a couple of weeks, my older brother and younger sister's coming out, and they're training for a marathon. They're like, "Well, we need to do a 15-mile run while we're out." And I'm like, "Well, have a good time with that. I'll show you the route."
Exactly. I'll map it out for you, so you don't.
I'll do 10 miles and quit, but 10 miles is my limit. But.
And the guys who train for those things are training like 40 and 50 and 60 miles a day. And I'm like, well, you guys know they have cars, right? It's like cycling. Have you ever seen the cyclists that have like all the fancy gear and the expensive bikes? They're cycling under each other. And this guy was trying to sell me on cycling. And he's like, but it's about sightseeing. I go, I've never seen anyone cycling, looking around and enjoying the view. That's why we have cars for that, right? Mm-hmm. So
when I was younger, I used to do the mountain bike racing back in the 90s, before that got really big.
That's intense. Those guys. I just saw somebody won a rookie thing and crushed it with some new stuff that I don't understand anything about, but it was a big story on the TV.
Yeah, back when I was doing it, was in its infancy, with the mountain biking and stuff. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, we used to go out every weekend and, get a group of guys together and go right through the mountains.
TV while I'm cycling. That's as close as I'll get. But I'm going slow, and they're going fast. They're like up the speed, or not the speed, but intensity. The intensity. I don't.
Yeah, you're like, I got you right here. Watch this. No, I'll pretend like I turned it up one click.
Click it more. Nope.
That's
right. Yeah, but it's all about finding something that you love, right? Everybody loves to do things differently, and as the seasons change, there's always something you can go and do outside. You don't have to always be inside. Now, one thing I've done is I've downloaded the new Destiny game, and so I've been playing the new Destiny. As you guys know, I'm a big video gamer. I love playing video games. And as the days get shorter, I just change my time from being outside to playing video games.
What's Destiny?
Destiny 2 has just been out for a long time, 15 years. I've been playing. My dad played with it when he was alive. And he's passed away 4 years ago. Yeah.
Do you play with
PS5, PS4, Xbox. Yeah. Wow. So it's the Edge of Fate is the new one that's out now. I just downloaded it. It came out while I was gone. Obviously, so I didn't download it till I got back. So actually, my family play it. My wife plays it. I play it. Lloyd plays it, not so much, but he does play it some. When we get to a spot where we can't get through, you call the 11-year-old in to get you through it. You got to have it.
Exactly. Like when you need help with your iPhone.
Hail Mary. As I'm trying to play the Crucible when I'm fighting other people, I keep running into the effing wall. Hey, Lloyd, come here. How the hell am I?
Have you ever seen by the way, MTV canceled, if you didn't know, after 44 years.
I saw that,
Well, they quit playing videos 20 years ago.
Yeah, but back in the day, we used to sit with Mario Brothers when it first came out. Nintendo came out 40 years ago to the day also. But remember Super Mario when you're trying to like jump over that one thing and you try
and you couldn't do it,
and it was like,
in the castle, you had the two little blocks together, then you had the long one. Yep. And then you had the big jump. You had to run and hit it, bump. Yep. Well, so I tell you, here's our first video game we had in our house was called the Audacy, and they got sued by who did they get sued by? Atari, because they had KC Munchkin, and that was too close to the Pac-Man, and Atari sued them for it, and they closed. But they used to have this game called Pickaxe Pete where you break rocks. We used to sit there and play that stupid game for hours. And all you do is you just got hours. We'd sit there, be drinking and playing that game. But we all did it as a family. It was fun.
Well, we reprimand our kids these days for sitting on their games for too long, but we forget how much time we spent trying to jump that little Mario jump for 6-8 hours to work to the last level to skip the whole game.
I remember we were when I graduated high school, I had a big party at my house. And there was a big group of kids with my dad sitting on the floor, getting him through all the worlds you couldn't get through them on Mario.
Well, they've come a long way since Zelda. I know Zelda was my jam on Nintendo, but now Zelda's a whole other animal. It's like personal. I mean, it looks like real characters, and I've got the VR, so I can sit and not have to move.
Oh yeah, we haven't got the VR because I don't want an 11-year-old to have it. He's too young for his eyes.
No,
so we don't have it yet in the house.
My daughter has it. She barely uses it. She got it like the Oculus. Before
we don't do that.
She used it for a while, but she doesn't use it anymore.
You know what? It's actually good for your posture, though. I've noticed when I put it on people, bone neck, they actually sit up straight and hold it to keep it on your neck.
So I don't know what you guys are doing tonight, but you need to be drinking and watching Horton Hears a Who, and then get a big laugh out of it.
I love
it. It's a kid show. It's hilarious.
Dr. Seuss.
Oh my God, it's funny.
No, I mean, that's
Horton
like
Hears a Who.
I love the Lorax.
It's a show or a movie?
Yeah. It's like the Lorax, but it's not the Lorax. It's a different one, but yeah.
I remember. I know this one though. I've seen it a few times. Kids.
It's funny to watch when you're drunk.
Oh, well, we can get there, no problem. We got a full bar here, Cliff. Apparently, she's rolling big time in her unemployment. We didn't have a full bar in Cliff's house.
I've always have a full bar at my house. This is my little parlor room.
Here's I don't know if you can see it with my green screen on. I might not be able to see it, but there's a thing, Horton Hears a Who. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's got an elephant, right?
I'll snapshot it and send it to you on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, and it's got the whole city that's on on a little flower that's like a dandelion.
Yeah. I remember it now. That's right. Yeah. Oh no, that's a good one. Why is it tonight? Is it on tonight or is it just that?
No, I just popped in my head. I don't know, random things popped in my head.
We're all over that.
All right, we're gonna.
But I just always thought I watched that one time with my son and I was drinking. I was laughing my ass off, and he's like, "Man, what's that so funny?" It was just funny. It was just funny.
That stuff's all written for adults who are drinking anyway.
I know, right?
The humor is in it is dark.
Let's get into those "What will you do" questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting right to. I got pulled up right here.
Oh, I saw the readers go.
Extra. Hear all about it. Okay, here we go. What was the highlight of your week?
Oh, well, Chris coming over.
Yeah, I mean that was
That's
easy.
one.
Yeah.
And then the Jelly Roll concert was really great. That was so much fun.
I think my highlight is on Monday I started my healthy cooking classes again. Mm-hmm. And so I had Pepe and Claudia over here, and we had some, the wives come over, and we taught them how to make bolognese. And then also
Pepe from the restaurant.
Yeah, Pepe from the restaurant. On Mondays he comes because it's the only day off, and once a month we do a traditional Neapolitan dish, and we do it at his house. And so one thing I started doing this year is I'm filming it, and so I just posted it on YouTube. So you go out to my YouTube channel, you can watch it, and you can actually see Pepe and Claudio cooking real Italians. Cooking Italian food is real Italians.
But they just call it food, right?
The highlight of my week, and so it's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, in Italy it's just food. It's not just Italian. It's just like
Italian.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's like
great.
Japan.
And one thing, of course, I haven't been able to work at the restaurant. They're kind of slow right now with the government shutdown because people aren't eating out. So I haven't been able to work, but I do go over there and visit them. So I always like that. So if you had to name a chapter in your life right now, what would you be called?
It would be shut down celebration.
Furlough.
Furlough.
Shut down celebrations.
I would say highs and lows would be the chapter.
Mine would be exploring.
Highs and lows would be my chapter.
That's a good one.
That's seems to be the common thing for me right now. A whole bunch of things are going really amazing, and then
you got a lot of things going on, Chris. You don't know what are you doing next year?
He just got his license back.
Oh yeah, that was held hostage from me for a minute, and so Monday I got my license back.
Awesome! Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. When you're here, I didn't have a license either.
You didn't have your license, no.
So that's cool. I feel like a grown up again, and like I'm allowed to be able to be free, which is I think what we fought for. But yeah, that was.
I think that's what we fought for, right?
I think that's what it was. I can't remember the head injury, But anyway, that's back, and then I closed on my house too, so I'm good there.
So I don't think we talked. What's the other one here? Oh, here we go. Are you more of an extrovert or an introvert?
Ooh, that's
I would say I'm half and half.
I'd say I'm an introvert, but I can pull off the extrovert when needed.
So for me, like in order to be extrovert, I have to like psych myself up and like be mentally prepared for it. If people say, "Oh, you're gonna go meet these people," so I'm like, "All right," I have to be in the right headspace to do like extroverted things. If other people were gonna say, they would say I am extroverted.
Yeah, of course.
But that's because like I like mentally prepared for it. If I'm not mentally prepared, I shut down. I don't want anything to do with it. I run away. I go home and I isolate in my room. Like,
It's one of those. Yeah, the same way. I think people would think I'm an extrovert because I'm all over the place and in front of people. But that's just a small portion of my life. When I'm not on camera and I'm not podcast hosting and I'm not teaching yoga in front of a bunch of people, I am all by myself. And that's where I like to be. So I totally think I'm an introvert. That has the ability to be an extrovert if in the right frame of mind.
So I took this test and it said I was ambivert. So that's intro and extra.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'm an extrovert through and through.
Ambivert.
I'm an extrovert through and through. I just can't help myself.
I love my alone time though. I love like being alone.
I like my alone time, but if I had to choose, I'd rather be around a bunch of people. I guess that's just the way I am. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. Would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy?
Do I get the happy ending?
I can't speak. If you okay, here, try it again. Would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy with your enemies or trapped in a horror movie with your friends?
Ooh, I'm not picking horror.
Now, if it's my veteran friends, I want to be in the horror movie because then it would just turn into a comedy.
I think I would go with the horror movie with my friends. I'd rather be with my friends in any situation.
I know, right?
But not. So, cheers to that.
Cheers.
A little whiskey from our people.
For me, I don't like to get scared on purpose. Like I get jump scared a lot. I actually have PTSD.
Yeah. It doesn't work. I was just making sure she was telling the truth. I would be
the one that like they would focus on all the time and probably try to scare all the time because it will work. Did you see that?
Did you see how fast that happened? Hey!
Yeah.
That's how she's immune.
I prefer not to be scared. So
that's funny. All right. So hey, if you're listening out there, let us know if you'd what your highlight of the week was. If you
have any enemies
of your life, if you're an introvert or extrovert, and if you want to be in a scary movie with your friends or a romantic comedy with your friends or a scary movie, and that'll be that's a lot of fun. Hey, one thing we've been doing, Chris, we've been doing what would you do series when we don't have guests on, and so we've been doing flight attendant scenarios, right? And it was quite funny.
I'm in, but
and I found out very quickly that I could never be a flight attendant. Len would be a very good flight attendant. She was very, very helpful.
Very accommodating.
Yeah. I could not be a flight
word
attendant.
For us. No, that's not going to be us. But I'm down. Let's do it.
All right. So I'll give you one that we did last week or a couple weeks ago. That was kind of funny. So you are in the galley. And you're preparing for the flight, getting ready. Everybody's boarding the plane, right? And so a gentleman's coming on the plane. He sits in business class, and you're busy. And he's, he says something. You say, "Okay, you can just slide by me." And he's like, "No, you need to move out of the way." He's like, "No, sir, I'm in the middle of doing this. You got enough room to get by me." And the guy pushes you to get by you. And so, what would you do?
I would call the ambulance.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I said the exact same thing. I said I would be very nice. I would help him to the ambulance because I knocked him out.
I mean, he's going to need it once I'm done.
He's only going to do that once.
But also, when we're in tight spaces, you don't need to be rude nor deep.
No.
Those are like people have claustrophobic issues, all that kind, which you don't need to exacerbate that by being a dick.
Right.
Now, what if it was a chick? What if it was a chick?
Well, now I'd be all kinds of excited.
I would have pushed up to the wall. I would have pushed up to the wall or something and say, "Excuse me."
Yeah, I think it depends on the gender.
I think I would let her rub all over me anyway, and if she didn't want to, then whatever. I mean, I'd be
a family show.
Angry chicks get turned on too.
They got a tough job. With traveling, everything else going on, with the delays going on. Hey, just be patient out there. They're doing the best job they can do, and trust me, if things go sideways on that plane, you want them focused and you want them to help you because they're actually going to save your life. And
it's also amazing what they can do. There's usually like 2 or 3 of them, and there's hundreds of people.
Yeah. Yes.
Tin can flying through the sky,
yes.
And they somehow manage everybody perfectly, which I think is. They're unsung heroes. Those people don't sleep the schedule.
Absolutely.
They travel the world everywhere.
They don't get paid until they take off.
No.
Always works.
Yeah. Until that door shuts, they don't get paid.
Yeah.
That's something I found out. So hats off to all the flight attendants out there. I'm getting. They kind of like that series, so they've been kind of peeking in on the show now. Yeah. course, I was aviation for
Shout out
34
to
years.
TSA. We know we're not getting paid, but thank you for being there to keep our airports safe.
Yeah,
That's right. Absolutely.
Hey, but let the veterans roll through with no problem. We're not hurting ourselves. We're not
Did you
there.
know
We can save it to hurt it.
We don't have to take our shoes off anymore.
Oh, I never had
Did you
to
know
anyway.
that?
I got TSA.
Sometimes you do. It's very interesting when you go through here in Europe. I mean, some lines you have to take your shoes off, and some countries you do.
They just passed the thing where you don't have to take your shoes off anymore.
What?
Yeah, I was like, well,
did they just make Jacksonville open carry?
Yeah, they made Jacksonville open carry. You don't want to see what my family did.
But I will tell you, Tampa Bay, that airport's very nice in Tampa. That's a nice airport.
Sling and the rifle on their back just to go to Publix.
So Jacksonville just became open carry, so we can carry firearms here now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Florida,
nice.
Actually, Florida.
Unbelievable. Not my county. They're not participating.
Really?
I just found out
for sure.
a few counties are not participating in the open carry. But I mean, Texas has people with rocket launchers and stuff on their shoulder walking down the street, which I think is amazing.
Hey, you never know. Never know when that Texan steer is going to go wild and jump out of its pen. You got to be prepared.
Hey, I mean, there's more tigers in Texas in captivity than there are in the rest of the world combined. So that tells you right there that we have something to defend ourselves, right? I just posted a reel today, which you guys should check out.
A tiger might come attack me.
Right. And there's more tigers in Texas. So how are you going to defend yourself unless you got a bazooka?
I mean, the chances are low, but not zero.
I know tigers get taken out by rocket launchers all the time.
Yeah, they got pretty big iguanas there in Florida, so you gotta watch out for them and alligators. You never know when a gator's gonna jump out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Gators. We gotta worry about them. Even though they never attack anybody.
We see them all the time.
There's been like one gator attack in the last 10 years.
The gators won't mess with you if you don't mess with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to jump on top of one to get them back, or be a small child, because then they look.
So if you're listening out there and you have a licensed gun shop and you want to sell Chris a rocket launcher, I think he's in the market for it.
You guys got one. I'm ready to carry it. I'll promote it on my social media. I got a lot of followers. Hey, it's a good idea, though. You got to never be safe. You can never be too safe. I just watched a reel today about an interview of a guy who was in the service, veteran, who talked to a Russian general and asked him why they never started World War III during the Cold War. And he said, well, we had a contingency plan for everything that involved the military. The one thing we couldn't figure out was a contingency plan for the fact that there's hundreds of millions of armed civilians living in America. And he goes, that every time worked out with us losing. So he said that's why they never.
Once they get inside the mountain ranges and the Appalachian and the Rockies, then they wouldn't survive.
We got something here in America nobody else has, and it's called rednecks.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I had 15 guns, but I lost 15 of them in a boat accident.
All of them on a boat, mine too. That's crazy. And I say it with different boat accident. I mean, where do these guns come from?
It's
the numbers are just astounding.
But hey, listen, I want to appreciate Chris for jumping in and sliding by Len's house and saying hi. I know you guys are gonna have fun tonight. Sorry, I'm not there to be with you. But
hey, go ahead and do my announcements real quick before you start doing the whole closeout. First, Chris, what do you have?
Okay.
Last words?
Please go check out my website, ChristopherPace.com with a K. Help out my nonprofit, That's the Yoga, please. And obviously stay positive always. And if anyone ever needs anything, please reach out. We're here.
We need to go ahead and set up a GoFundMe to get Chris over here to Italy so then he can have
and me
over here and Len. Yes,
we
need to set up a GoFundMe for bring Chris and Len to Italy so they can do yoga with me.
Chris and Len to go to Italy
and help out all the veterans. That's right.
To be prepared for the tigers in Texas.
That's right. And you can come to the cooking class with Pepe and Claudio on Monday.
I love it. I'm into it. We're down. Len doesn't have anything to do right now anyway, so.
And we can watch Horton Hears a Who in Italian.
I bet it's even better.
All right, real quick, guys. If you're out there and you want to participate in an Irreverent Warriors hike, we bring veterans together type thing. We have one coming up in Phoenix, Arizona, October 25. That's this weekend. So if you're in Phoenix area, Dave, y'all are out there. Get to that hike. Also, DC, Washington, D.C., we have our hike there. It's also this weekend. Rhode Island is on the 1st. And then we're doing virtual 5Ks for Veterans Day coming up. So
we also got a president in the house here.
Did you say virtual 5K?
We're doing a virtual 5K.
No, I'll have to do that because I do 5K.
Hey, that's my kind of race right there.
Yeah, you can walk it. So what we're gonna do for Jacksonville, we're gonna meet up at the VFW and we're gonna do our little 5K together and like stop at bars and stuff.
Or we can do it online.
Or you can do it online. You can do it in your head. You can
do it on a bike.
You can walk on your game and be like, well, my character did 5K. Done.
Yeah. That's right.
You can do that. So that's the rest of the events for all of October. The first weekend of November is going to be Huntington Beach, California. And we have the IW Cabo Retreat. If you're trying to go to Cabo with a bunch of vets, check out the website, www.irreverentwarriors.com. Also, if you haven't checked out all of our podcasts, go on www.VeteranTrashTalk.com. On there, you can find all of our amazing podcasts. And you can find all our merch. You can scan the QR code, get 10% off or whatnot, or right there. There the Dumpster Fire shirt.
Yeah.
VeteranTrashTalk.com. So go ahead and check that out.
That's a lot of words you had to put together.
There's so many words. Lots of them.
Hey, we should at least acknowledge our president here in the room who doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah,
but
there
he's
you go.
President of
The
a very
VTT.
good veteran organization and a retired Army.
We have our Peanut Gallery. He's the president of Student Veteran Association of America.
Nice.
Like the whole one, the big one.
The big one for us here in Jacksonville, for all of the vets, but in Jacksonville.
All the vets.
For all
the
of
vets.
America, but only in Jacksonville.
Well, they're all here anyway. I mean, this is really where everybody wants to be.
60% of the time.
I came over here just to be in Jacksonville. Yeah, 60% of the time, it always works.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, be on. That's right. Check all those out. Be sure to scan that QR code to get our merch. It allows us to continue with what we're doing along with all of our sponsors. And if you'd like to sponsor the Mental Health Warrior podcast, please reach out to Len and I either on social media. You can email me at clifford.w.ballman@gmail.com. Be more than happy to go to my website and you can reach me through there. But along with that, you scan that QR code on the upper left-hand corner there for Wreaths Across America. And just like I said early on, you can, donate, $15, $20 to, for a wreath to memorialize that veteran that has gone on to bigger and better things. You can also personalize that wreath if you choose to for a family member or friend. And so go ahead and scan that QR code and give them a look at. And like I said, early on, Wreaths Across America Radio, we plays Len and I's podcast at Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. Super easy to find. Just download the iTunes app, the Audacy app, or the TuneIn app, and search for Wreaths Across America Radio for not only this great podcast, but all the great podcasts they have and everything they got going on. We posted the website for 10th Mountain Whiskey. Give them a scan that link. I just had a complete brain fart. Scan that link, and I can't talk tonight, whatever. And hey, holiday season's coming up. Scan that link, get some good bourbon, some good cordial out there, and use the code VTT to save you some money. Veterans to Mortgage, I talked about that, powered by Canopy Mortgage over the video before. Hey, mortgage interest rates are coming down. You might want to check in that, do a remodel. Maybe you want to buy yourself some merch or something. Hey, you never know. But hey, give them a look, seeing, hey, if you happen to be in Hawaii or getting PCS to Hawaii, you're active duty military member, scan that QR code to be more than happy to help you. Like I said, they help my friends here to find their dream home there in Hawaii. You're going to be there for 3 years. Live it up a little bit. Spend a little extra money on that house and get one on the beach. You're going to love it every minute of the day. But hey, Chris, thanks for jumping in. Len, thanks for the show again. And hey, everybody have a great week. And listen, like I always said, we are brothers and sisters keepers out there. The change of the season can be a tough time with the government shutdown and everything else going on. So let's just look out for each other and just lend a little extra here and say that little helpful hint or maybe some encouraging words to somebody. But with that, take care and we'll see you next week.